IKhanWhisper here, and for this video I'm going to try out more of a soft-spoken video than a full-on whispering, but just let me know what you guys think of that. And for the topic of this video, I'm just going to go through a few of the websites that I would normally go through and look at some games that are on sale or some new things that are coming out that are interesting. And I might make this a recurring series if you guys let me know that you like it. And I tend to do this when I'm bored, and I find it kind of fun and relaxing, so hopefully you guys will too. The first website we're going to look at is Humble Bundle, which, if you don't know Humble Bundle, they put together bundles of games, sometimes by something they have in common, like they're all indie games, or a lot of times they're by the same developer or publisher, and some of the money will go to charity, so it's different for each bundle, but here are the ones for this one currently, or you could pick your own. And they have a few tiers normally, so they always have this pay $1 or more, so you can pay $1 and get these games, or they have an average tier where it's the average price of what everyone has paid for the bundle, and that's $7.37 right now. And then they'll have some more expensive tiers, usually like $10 or $15, and this one's kind of like a bonus one for this. But this bundle going on right now is the Company of Heroes Anniversary Bundle. So these are all the Company of Heroes series, obviously, and they're pretty solid RTS games. Company of Heroes is kind of old, but it's definitely, in my book, I'd have to say it's along there with one of my top RTS games. I love the Dawn of War series. This is up there. Age of Empires, obviously. Empire Earth. Games like that. So this is definitely up there. For this first bundle, you get this one, which is definitely good. Some expansion packs for it. And for some reason, an expansion pack for Company of Heroes 2, although you don't get that until you buy the second tier. So if you don't get this, then you kind of end up with a useless DLC for a game you don't have. But so it's cool. A good bundle for RTS lovers or anyone that wants a game to play for $1. And they also have the Humble Store, which is just normal sellings of games. I don't know how to say that. Just a normal game vendor website. And they have different sales going on too. And out of these, there's not really too much that interests me, but maybe you guys will see something. The Stanley Parable looks like a kind of interesting game from what I've seen. EU4 is another pretty fun strategy game. It's grand strategy, and it's still $10, which is 75% off, but they do Paradox bundles pretty frequently, and you could probably pick it up for a lot less than that, maybe, and with some other games. So here's what EU4 looks like. But you control one of these countries and move around armies and stuff. I like EU4, but I'd have to prefer the Total War series over it. And is there... We'll just look at a couple pages here. Let's see. A lot of these are indie games that I haven't seen too much about. But this is definitely a good site to check out. And let's look at this. This is the latest DLC for Total Warhammer, which comes out in 8 days, I guess. Which, I didn't see anything about this until today, but it looks like just another pack that adds a couple legendary lords, a few new units, and some reskins, which I'm not big into buying these. If there's a sale and they're like $1 or something, I might get them at some point, but I don't think it's worth like $8 for that, unless it adds like something substantial. So the next game site we'll look at is GOG, which is Good Old Games, and they are big into DRM free games, so you don't need Steam to play it, and there's no like keys or anything like that. And they'll have sales on a lot of older games that they've made kind of playable on newer operating systems a lot of the time. And one that just stands out to me, it's $3.33, is Pharaoh and Cleopatra, which I had when I was younger, and it's a really good city building game, and it's a lot of fun. I was playing the game Hearthlands recently, and it reminded me of this a lot. So it was kind of cool to see it on sale now, since I was just thinking about it. But it's set in Egypt, and what else is there to say about it? There's different like plagues that can happen. You can build all these monuments. You can trade with different cities on a world map. Sometimes you'll get requests from the pharaoh or another city, and you have to send troops or resources. But as you can see by all these comments, a lot of people like it. It's a really good game. And now we'll move on to Green Man Gaming, which they've redesigned their site a lot, I feel like, lately. But they'll usually have a lot of sales, and a lot of the times they'll give you bonuses for like pre-ordering games and stuff, like 15% off. And I would say that this would be a great deal for Dragon Age Inquisition, but clicked on it and they're out of stock apparently, so that was too good of a deal. But I have this on Xbox One, and it's a great game. I really like the Dragon Age series as a whole. I have to say the first one's probably my favorite, and this one comes in second, and then the second comes in third. But there's a lot of discounts on even like newer games. You'll have 10 or 15% off, which is kind of cool. So a lot of these are really tiny savings, so I'm not saying much about them. But Titanfall 2, I'm looking forward to. I think that would be pretty cool. another thing this site does is these mystery bundles, where it's just kind of like a random game. So sometimes you get a game that you want to play that's worth more, or a game that's really bad and not worth anything. But apparently this is 18 cents. So I'm kind of been tempted to do that sometimes, but I've never actually gotten one of these. But how upset could you get if a game for 18 cents doesn't turn out being good? So now we'll move on to the last one we're going to look at, which everybody knows, but we'll just look through the Steam store page. The first one that stands out right now is the Endless franchise sale going on right now. So it's all 75% off, and that includes Endless Space, which is a pretty cool turn-based 4X strategy game. And so it's a pretty good price for that. Endless Dungeon, $3. I think it's worth that, but it's a roguelike dungeon defense game. I was gonna summarize it myself, but if I can just read 4 words that they're giving me, that's easier. And I actually got this recently in, I think it might have been another Humble Bundle or something, but this is kind of like a Civilization type game. I think it is a little bit more complex than that, because there's a little bit more going on, more diversity to how the factions play, and you can actually upgrade and choose weapons and gear for all your units, which is kind of cool. So that's not a terrible price for that, 75% off. I haven't seen too much about this one actually, but that one's not even on sale, so. And then here's, I guess, the latest expansion pack for Endless Legend. But I like the Endless games overall. They're pretty cool. It looks like that's on sale here as well for 75% off. Usually, a lot of places have the same game on sale for at least about the same rate at the same time. And here we'll just look at the specials. So, Sunless Seas, or Sunless Sea, we can look into that, but it looks like an interesting concept, and it got good reviews, but pretty much it just looks like you're sailing around, exploring and trading and fighting off little monsters in this boat. And let's see what the battles are like. There's sea monsters and boats. It seems like it could be interesting. Let's go back here and take a look. Payday 2 is $5. I think if you had some friends to play with, that this game could be really fun. I haven't played it personally, but I always thought it looked like fun. And let's see, what else is there? Sanctum 2 is a first-person tower defense game. I've seen that before. That might be worth $3, if that's your thing. That's a weird game. How do they describe it? Freedom Sandbox Stealth Experience. So pretty much you're just, kind of reminds me of like a first person Don't Starve. You're just kind of like looting things and trying to survive and avoiding enemies, and I think it's divided into little zones and you have to do something in each of them or something. That was a very general description of it. Let's see. We'll just go 3 pages deep into this. Sense of a Solar Empire is another cool, kind of like RTS, grand strategy, mix game in space. That's probably worth $5. And I guess we'll stop here. So just let me know if you enjoyed the video. And I guess I'll see you guys next time.